What is up, everybody? Here we are at the whiteboard, Wednesday, hump day. The week is almost over. They're just flying by. Stay on these workouts, you guys. Keep getting those extra miles in. We got a great one for tomorrow. It's going to be nice out. Again, it's going to be warm but cloudy. I think it's like 66 degrees, so we're going to get outside again. We're going to do this doozy here. Our at-home daily WOD number 51 for Wednesday, 5/6/20. We're going to do Nancy at-home edition. This is 5 rounds, 400-meter run, and 15 overhead squats. This is going to be single arm kettlebell. RX is 70-53. Scales, you will jog, power walk that 400. The overhead position is kind of a difficult position to get into depending on your mobility. So what I want you guys to do is maybe squat to a target. And you could simply use a can of soup overhead, see what that's like. Or you could use a band or a towel overhead, get something to create tension, and do a squat to a target. I'll demo what that looks like. I know there's 5 rounds, so I'd start with your good arm. You'll get 3 rounds on your good arm and 2 on your not so good arm, all right? Once we're done with that, we are gonna do a no measure. This is gonna be a nice little core burn. We're gonna do 1 minute of plank, and then we're gonna do 10 V-ups if you're capable, or you could scale back to tuck-ups. Other scales would just be your best version of a plank. So that could be holding a high plank, breaking as needed, just taking quick breaks and getting back into it. Or you could go from the knee, same thing, try to hold it for a minute there, but break it up as needed, make those breaks quick. And for V-ups and tuck-ups, again, that's kind of a challenging movement. So we're gonna do your best version. We're gonna work your hollow progressions. And we might even be simply doing a hollow hold depending on what your ability is. If you do a hollow hold instead of the tuck-ups or V-ups, we'll simply shoot for like a 30-second, all right? Accumulate 30 seconds. If that's 3 10-seconds, that's cool. 2 15s or 1 30-second, all right? But I'll demo all that. We will start with a 400-meter run for a warm-up. Gonna hit the 952 down and backs. You guys should have that memorized by now. Then we're gonna do 10 reverse plank bridge sit-throughs. That's a new movement. I'm gonna demo that and play with that a little bit. See what works best for you. It's a great total body warm-up, but it has focus on your shoulders. So we'll give that a whirl today. All right, let's talk about that first. Hit your 400 meters, 952 down and backs. Then we're gonna do the reverse plank bridge sit through, all right? So I'm gonna start on all fours. And I'm gonna raise my knees slightly, right? Just like we do on the bear crawl. Now I work from here. Now I'm gonna do a sit through, and a bridge. Go back to where I started. Sit through, and a bridge. Notice I'm reaching with this hand while I'm bridging, squeezing my glutes at the top. Go back to the starting position. Sit through, bridge. Nice. And slow. And controlled. You're gonna feel that nice in the shoulders. All right? Play with that a bit. All right, then we're gonna hit Nancy. You're gonna start with a 400-meter run. Power walk, jog, whatever you do the fastest, all right? Come on in. We're gonna hit 15 overhead squats, same side, all right? So you can swing it overhead, snatch it overhead, clean it, jerk it overhead, whatever way you like. Now make sure the abs are nice and tight. You want to have a vertical torso, keep the chest tall, send the hips back. Arm can come out to help balance. Full depth squat, squeeze the glutes at the top. Locked out arm. That way you're feeling just as small percent of that weight. If you have it slightly bent, oh my goodness, you're feeling every pound. Lock it out, bicep by the ear, midline best be tight, weight in the heels, knees tracking out. 15 of those, set her down, run your 400. Other side, 15, run your 400, all right? You're done after you do 5 rounds of that, all right, guys? Then our no measure, we're gonna hold a high plank. Oh, if you have a dumbbell, no sweat. All things stay the same. Make sure you got a good grip on this, whatever you do, all right? Some people like to kind of grab more of the bell and the weight kind of sits you back a little bit like a kettlebell would. But all things stay the same. Abs on nice and tight. This is a difficult move to do. There's a lot of ankle mobility, shoulder mobility. It's going to put a spotlight on any immobilities that you might have. So, some other scales you can do. You can hold a fist. Hold the fist. Send the hips back, and I'm gonna squat to a target. Squat, squat, squat. Fighting to keep my chest high. Fighting to keep the weight in my heels. Right when I feel that on my butt, I come on up. 1, 2, 3, all right? That's one thing you could do. Another, you could grab a towel. You could grab a towel. Ada got a hold of this. Grab a towel, a rope, a band, anything to create a little tension. And I'm just gonna pull this a little bit, all right? I got a little bit of tension on that. Elbows down. I'm gonna send the hips back. I wanna kind of keep this over like my traps, all right? Not over my head, over my traps. Then I'm gonna send the hips back, nice and slow and controlled. Squeeze the glutes. All right, that'll work just fine. Do your best version of those overhead squats, okay? If you're using a band or a towel, just do 15 per round, okay? There's no single arm, doesn't apply, all right? Our no measure, 1 minute of plank. You're gonna do your best plank that you can, all right? So I'm gonna find my high plank position. And notice, I'm not just kind of sitting here with neutral shoulders. I'm gonna press through the mat, squeeze my glutes, rib cage is down. All right, so we want a roundness in the upper back for a nice plank position. So push through and squeeze the glutes, rib cage on. Just fight. Fight like hell for that minute, all right? If this is a little bit too challenging, all things stay the same. Simply drop to the knees and fight, all right? If you gotta take a break, just take a quick break, shake it out, and then get right back into it. So you'll do a minute there, then we're gonna do 10 V-ups. I'm gonna show you my best version. These are definitely a work in progress, but the first thing we gotta do is find our hollow position. So let's work from the top down this time. I'm gonna straighten my legs. That keeps the small of my back pressed in nice to the mat, all right? You want that. I'm gonna extend my arms, and I'm gonna raise my shoulders up. I'm gonna hold this position, point the toes, lower the legs until you feel your back is about to come off the mat. Then hang out just above that. So this is my hollow position, all right? I'm gonna try my V-ups from here. All right, so I'm hitting mid-shin. That's kind of my best version right now at this point. I could also do tuck-ups, which is a scale. I'm gonna find my hollow position again. Lower down. Then I'm gonna simply grab my shins. Whole time, trying to keep the small of the back nice and tight to the mat. Now, Again, those are very challenging movements. Even the V-ups are very challenging. So we can do a progression to a hollow. So let's find our hollow position from the ground up this time. Make sure the small of back's in nice and tight to the mat. Then I'll put my arms to the side, raise up here, extend one leg, point that toe. All right, this would be a good progression for some of you to start at. If this is okay, let's go overhead. Okay, if that's okay, go here. All right, and maybe we just hold that position. All right, when we start moving and we don't really know if we're holding a good hollow position, that's not smart. So let's find a good strong hollow first. So you could hold that for, let's say, 30 seconds around, whether that's 3 sets of 10 seconds, 2 sets of 15, or a 30, all right? So 5 rounds, 1 minute plank, 10 V-ups or your best version of that, 5 times through. That should get you carved up. All right, guys, enjoy that one. We'll check in tomorrow. I miss ya. Peace.